This is Amud Yomi Gemara Shabbos Daf Ches Amud Beis. We're holding on the very bottom, the last word on Ches Amud Aleph, as we're asking Kashas on Rava. We learned at the end of the Amud that Ula taught us that when I have a pole which is 9 tefachim tall in Rosh Hashanah, because people use it in the normal usages of a Rosh Hashanah to adjust their burdens, etc., therefore, that pole maintains the din of Rosh Hashanah, and if you're Zarek v'nachal gabov, you're chayiv. The Gemara, Abaye asked Rav Yosef, what about a hole? Similarly, a 9 tefach deep hole in Rosh Hashanah that's also used as a storage for Rosh Hashanah. And Rav Yosef said it has the same din as din of Rosh Hashanah. And Rava said it does not have a din of Rosh Hashanah. Why not? Because the usage of this hole, says Rava, is only al yidei adchak. It's not such a good usage. Eisvei asks the Gemara, Kasha on Rava, as we turn over to Chesem Beis. Says the Bryce and Iskavin Lishvais versus Arabim. Someone wanted to be Shavis, someone wanted to rest. We're talking about Erev Techumim. In Rosh Hashanah, so how do you do that? You have to put an eruv, you have to put a challah, you have to put some wine, you have to put something to be koine shvisa to show this is where I'm living. He puts it in a bit. Lemalam esar tzvachim. If the eruv is above 10 tzvachim, eruv it's good. Lematam esar tzvachim. Ein eruva eruv. Says the Gemara, Heichi Dami. What exactly does it mean above and below 10 tzvachim? And what's going to have to happen over here is we have to figure out, because you have to be able to use the food that you leave there on Shabbos. So Heichi Dami. Lema bar this ve'asar is a 10 tefach deep bar. Ulamala. What does it mean above 10 tzvachim? Did Delay va'isiv that he raised the eruv of 10 tzvachim above the floor and placed it there? Meaning, I have a pit, and then I sort of make a jutted out area, and the eruv is sitting there on the top of the pit. Ulamata, what does it mean below 10 tvachim? That it's sitting on the floor of the pit at the bottom of 10 tvachim. What is the difference? What does this help? You're in one area, Rosh Hashanah, and the eruv is inside a pit, which is its own rishos. Elalav. So rather, what must this brisa be referring to? About the last ve'asara. It's not 10 tvachim deep. V'katania. What do we see? Eruva erov. If eruva erov, it must be that the bar has a din of rishus harabim, and that's the reason why you could get to your food on Shabbos. Alma, so what do we see? A pit that's 10 tvachim deep is tashmish adei adchak, but we see shmei tashmish. We see it's considered a usage, even though it's difficult to use a 9 tefach deep pit in the Rosh Hashanah. We see it clearly as a din of Rosh Hashanah, which is a question on Rava. Answers the Gemara, Zimnin de Mishani lehu ve'eruv bekarmelis. Sometimes we answer that no, it's called a karmelis. My curly Rosh Hashanah. Why did it say Rosh Hashanah? He's in Rosh Hashanah, and really the eruv is a karmelis, meaning the teretz is Rava says I'm right. 9 tefach deep pit is not Rosh Hashanah. So why did it call this price called Rosh Hashanah? Rebbe, and the reason is that we're going according to the opinion of Rebbe that holds what? And we're called over Mishum Shvos. There's no din bein hashmashos, and therefore, during bein hashmashos, when this eruv is inside this pit, you're allowed to get it because midrabana. There's no din hashvusim bein hashmashos, whatever that means, and that's why it's a good eruv. Don't say, says the Gemara, that I'm just being matche you. 15 lines down, lach mean the first word. Says Rav, I mean what I say. You know why? There's a little pool of water and people go through the pool, they walk through it. Says Rav, what's this case? What's this case? You have a little pool of water, Rabim. It's certainly less than 10 tvachim. And a little pool that people go through. So what do we see? We see, says Rava, Says the Gemara, let's explain what the raya to Rava is. The reason why the Mishnah said rakak 2 times, and had to teach us this din. That what? No, I read it wrong. I'm sorry. Go back. Pardon. Go back for a second. Ditzanan. Let's read this again. I read that incorrectly. I think I skipped a line. Not sure what happened there. Ditzanan. Again. Im hayir rakak. 20 lines down. The first line is rakak. If I have rakak, my English is ram melechas boy. Which is this case? There was a how deep is it? The Brisa continues. Now, if I have another rakak mayim that they walk through it, so the Brisa is completely repetitive. It says a rakak mayim that you walk through your chayiv, a rakak mayim that you walk through chayiv. So says the Gemara. The fact that it says rakak 2 times, that's not a kasha. Why not? One is the summer, one is the winter. What's the chiddush? Usricha, and how to teach us both cases. If would have only said that this pool of water gets the din versus the ram in the summer, you know why? I would have said that because people generally go into these small pools of water in the summer to cool off. If it would have just said a case of a pool of water in Sham, you know what I would have thought? People are dirty from all the mud in the streets, so they go down to this little pool to clean themselves off. When people are clean, so now it makes sense why the Bryce had to say this case of rakak 2 times. But why do you have to tell me going 2 times? Why did the Mishnah have to say that it could have just said, it didn't have to say, what are the words? Why did I have to repeat 2 times that the public walked through it, says Rava? You know what the Mishnah is teaching me? That even though it's not so gishmak to walk through this area, so it's teaching me but that, says Rava, is only hilach. When you walk through something with difficulty, we can say, says Rava, okay, gets a dinner versus a rabbim, but tashmish ayidei adchak, says Rava, clean diok. If using it ayidei adchak lo shmei tashmish shma minam, and that is Rava's din. And again, I think the difficulty with reading this Gemara is that you read the Gemara and you think it's a raya not like Rava, because you see ayidei adchak is yes called Rishus Rabbim, and Rava thereby comes in and he's machalik and he splits this hair. That's only walking, but usage is different. Continues the Gemara 20 lines down. The first one line is Shema Mina. Amar Rav Yehuda. Hi Zir Zadikani, a bundle of reeds. Rami Vizakvi. One throws it down and stands it up and throws it down, sort of like tumbling it over. You pick up one end and you put it down, another end you put it down. Sort of like, you have just tumbles and overs, flips it over. Says Rav Yehuda, he's not chayiv until he actually picks up the whole bundle. When you roll it over, you're not picking up the bundle, you're only picking up one end. Therefore, teaches Rav Yehuda, you're not chayiv. Amar Mar, says the Gemara, let's delve a little bit deeper to Brisa we had a few days ago. A person standing in the threshold of a household. No, tell me balabayis. We said this askupa is the din of a mokum patur. So you're allowed to take from inside the house. V'naisin or give inside the house. No, tell me ani. You're allowed to take from the ani which is standing outside. V'naisin and give to him. Says the Gemara, Haya askupa mai. What is the status of this askupa? Ilim askupa shizarabim. It can't be, of course not. Not balabayis. Can't take for the balabayis. Hi, mami shizayach shizarabim. You're going versus the yachid, which is the balabayis or shizarabim. This is askupa. Vela askupa or shizayachid. Nightam and ani. You can take from the ani using the street or come out shizarabim shizayachid. Ela askupa karmelis. But still, if it's a karmelis, nightim and nice lechatchila. A karmelis you're not allowed to take back and forth. So if there's a din derabbanan to go from a karmelis to the rabbim and yachid to a karmelis. Hella, as we knew already, askupa makip betur ba'almu. We only knew that from Rashi quoting this Gemara. And askupa is a makim betur. Lastly, arba, and that's the reason why you're allowed to take from the house, give to the house, or take from the street, a gift to the street. V'chi had chasam Rav Dimi Am Rav Yechlan makom shei barba arba tfachim neish yachad. Excuse me, mutav neish yachad neish rabin lekati v'lav bilvad shelo yachlifu. As long as an area is less than 4x4, you could use it. And this is the reason. A fire hydrant, for example, someone unfortunately finds that he's carrying something on Shabbos. One of the eitzes is to put it down in a makom p'tur. Where do you get a makom p'tur? You can't bring it inside. You can't put it down outside. You find a fire hydrant, for example, which is not 4x4, and you rest it on top of there. That would be the best eitzah. We'll pick it up from here. B'siyata d'shmaya.